Yo, what's up YouTube? How have y'all been? Today I am making a video on the top 3 best must-have survivors for each category of playstyle to suit your playstyle. I hope you enjoy this video and please like and subscribe and come drop down in my Twitch. I stream there all the time and I love talking to new chatters. Please have a blessed day and peace. Alright, so I'm gonna start off with solo slash loopers, then I'm gonna go to gens, then I'm going to go to team survivors. They're all going to be sorted in their own places with names on them, so you can just go through the video, find what type of survivor you're looking for. Before we start, please like and subscribe. Supports my channel. I stream anytime I really can on Twitch, twitch.tv/livebubba. Instead of it's one. It's also in the bio and it's on my YouTube. Come check me out whenever you want to. I'm willing to chat, talk if you just want to hang out. I also stream horror videos, all that. Alright, so for solo slash loopers, the first one I'm to give this to is Lara Croft. I main her, as you can see. I am only prestige 22 on her, but I do like to play with her a lot just because, you know, I don't really like any of the other characters, really. I want somebody that you can't really see, and with the blood outfit, she's good. But her perks are going to be finesse, hardened, and specialist. The main reason why I am putting this survivor on solo slash looper is because of her finesse. While healthy, you fast vault 20% faster, which also gives you an animation of the perk. Whenever you fast vault, it's a cooldown of 30 seconds, which is actually pretty good. And it doesn't give you exhaustion at all. So pretty good perk for solos and loopers. Next character I'm going to be pulling out is Feng Min. Feng Min is the first ever character I got. But I stopped using her after I got Lara Croft. Her perks include Technician, Lithe, and Alert. We are mainly looking at Lithe and Alert. These benefit you. Life, when you medium or even fast vault, you gain 50% haste for 3 seconds, and then you gain exhaustion, so you cannot do it until those 4 seconds are up, and running obviously will not bring down the exhaustion. So you just have to walk or just do a gen, 40 seconds later you'll get the perk back. Very good. I see them in a lot of solo and looper builds on other YouTube videos. Same with Alert. When a killer breaks a pallet or breaks a breakable wall or damages a generator, you hear a sound cue, which after the sound cue you can see their aura for 5 seconds, unless if you're blind by one of their perks. Still a good one, alright, because I don't see many killers running blindness gen perks. So this is another good one to know where the killer is, and if you need to prepare to possibly leave, or if he breaks gen and he starts running your way, you can just walk the other way, wait till he leaves, and then just get back on it. Very good survivor. I recommend either Feng Min or one of the specials I'm going to be adding in. Also, forgot to add, I'm also going to be adding the prices on here. They're going to be right here. Right here. Sorry, they're going to be right here. Also forgot to mention that the iridescent shards or auric cells that they cost are going to be right here. I did add some free survivors, so you know, just so you can get them to prestige 1 so you can unlock their perks for other survivors. That's why I have all of them as prestige 1. Next up is David King. I picked him as well, only because one of his perks, Dead Hard, No Myth, and We're Gonna Live Forever. I picked Dead Hard as a solo / looper because whenever you are unhooked while injured and running, you can use the action key for your perk. Mine's my side button right here. You can use the action key, which will then give you a animation of like a rushing, and if you time it correctly, you get and the killer hits you, and if you time it correctly, you will gain a speed boost of when you get hit but you don't go down. You gain endurance for 0.5 seconds, but then you gain exhaustion for 40 seconds. Very good. You can also get We're Gonna Live Forever. You heal down survivors 100% faster, and when you finish healing them, they gain 10% endurance, which is another very good team build. So you can also get him as a team survivor as well, but I didn't include him in there. As for teams, special mention is going to be Kate Denson. Okay, Kate Denson. I got her mainly because of her windows of opportunity. Another good perk of hers is Boil Over, and then she also has Dance With Me. But I mainly added her because of her windows of opportunity and Boil Over. Her windows of opportunity, within 32 meters of you at all times throughout the trial / match, you can see pallets, breakable walls, and windows. So let's say you're in a chase and you drop down a pallet, you are then able to look around you. You know, let's say you stun them, and you're able to look around you to see where you can go next for pallets. Obviously, you know, if you know the map layouts better and you have a good observation, you won't need windows of opportunity. But for those new players to maybe mid players that just started out, or you know, they've played for a little bit but they don't know the map layouts, this is another good one. All right. Boil Over, which while carried by the killer, whenever the killer falls for at least 1.2 meters, you gain 33% of your wiggle progress, and while you are carried at all times, your wiggle is 80% stronger. So that means the when like you're trying to get out of the wiggle, and when the killer shakes, the wiggle is 80% stronger, making it harder for killers to move. And within 16 meters, the killer cannot see any hook auras, making it harder to figure out where hooks are, and making it longer for you to basically get out of the killer's arms, making it easy to escape and possibly do more looping. Okay, now we are going into gen survivors. These survivors mainly are in the category of you want to get a gen build, but you don't have many gen perks. First one to start off with, we have Rebecca. Can't spell right. Rebecca, where is she? No? How about Chambers? No? What the? Oh, right here. Okay. I guess my character was bugging or something. Might be a new update. Okay, so Rebecca Chambers, I mainly picked her because of her great skill check token, which is, where is it? Hyper Focus. Okay, Hyper Focus. When you hit a great basic skill check, you earn 1 token, up to 6. For each token, basic skill checks appear 4% more often, spin 4% faster, and when you hit a great, you get 30% more progression, which is insanely good. Okay. This survivor is mainly meant for the players who can hit great skill checks quite often, or a good enough amount, and this also gives you more of a challenge so you can become better with great skill checks. Overall, if you want to train your skill checks, this is definitely a good perk to run as well. And whenever you miss a basic skill check, hit a good skill check or stop healing or repairing, lose all tokens. So it's quite punishable, but it's high risk, high reward, which is honestly pretty good. Very good character. Next we have Detective Tapp. Let's see if we can find him. Spelled detective wrong. Where is he? Right here. Okay. Not sure what's going on right there. Okay. Detective Tapp. I mainly picked him as well because of his stakeout. After hiding for 15 seconds within the killer's terror radius, you earn 1 token up to 4. Whenever you hit a good basic skill check, spend 1 token, the good skill check becomes a great skill check, and you gain 1% more progression. He's not as good as Rebecca Chambers, but still a decent character. Obviously, I would prefer you to get Rebecca Chambers over Detective Tapp, but definitely good. And his tenacity is also a quite decent one if you are a solo player, so he's good for solo as well. I just didn't include him because he's not really crazy up there. All right, next we're going to our final gen survivor. Our final gen survivor is Dwight Fairfield, which he is actually a free character. Alright, I don't know why he's bald right now. I mainly picked him because of his Prove Thyself. This is mainly meant for team builds, but it can also be used as a solo gen build. It kind of just depends if you can find somebody that's doing a gen, but I mean, if you've got a normal team, you know, that shouldn't be hard to do. So Prove Thyself. For each other survivor within 4 meters of you, survivors repair 10% faster. So basically, if 1 survivor's near you, you repair 10% faster. If 2 survivors are near you, you all repair 20% faster. And it just keeps on stacking up to 4 players total. Definitely a good team one as well if you want to use that. But he's also in the gen solos as well. You just gotta find somebody. He also has within 36 meters you see other survivors' aura, so I don't know really why you need that. Leader within 10 meters of you. I mean, just all in all, Dwight Fairfield's definitely a team-based kind of player. Definitely a fun person to play with as a team, but also can be gens. Now we are moving on to team survivors. These ones are mainly meant for people who need or who have a team but don't know what's a good team survivor to play as. So these are definitely good for teams. They aren't meant for solos. Some of these can be for loopers as well. You know, you could have a team. One could be a looper, one could be a gen, one could be a support, one could be a totem. You know, you could just have a variety. But first person I put on here is Kate Denson, because of her Windows Opportunity, Boy Over, Dance With Me. But I put her in here as well for team and solo because of her windows of opportunity. Very good for a looper person in your team. Very good for that. Boil over, you won't really need that. And Dance With Me, not so much. But I'm telling you, Windows of Opportunity is a great perk that you should get. Especially if you want to be the looper kind of person. You really get to know the layout of just the map itself. Very good indeed. Next up we have Nicolas Cage, which I'm just gonna go in here, search him up. Nicolas Cage, I mainly picked him because of his dramaturgy, which is while healthy and running, you can use your ability perk use, which mine's also button, as you know. Then one happens at random. You either gain 25% haste for 2 seconds, so I'm guessing you gain 25 haste for 4 seconds, or you gain 50% haste for 4 seconds, which is honestly quite good. You gain expose for 12 seconds, so kind of gamble. You gain a rare item with a random add-on, or you scream but nothing happens. And the same effect cannot happen twice in a row. He's good for like a gambler kind of thing, but is also good when you want to get out of situations. So, you know, high risk, high reward. Same with the other survivor. I forgot which one I mentioned. I think it was Rebecca Chambers. I'm pretty sure. You know, high risk, high reward. You know, if you're into that. Nicolas Cage, another good one. Now we are moving on to our final and last survivor for team builds, which is going to be Renato Lyra. This guy, I mainly picked him because of his background player. When the killer picks up another survivor for the next 10 seconds, within those 10 seconds, if you run, you gain 50% haste for 5 seconds, which is absolutely amazing for if you want to be a support team player and you've got a flashlight. Let's say your teammate gets down, you know, they're kind of close, and the killer picks up another survivor, and you can just run. You can either have a flashlight and flash them, or you can go to the nearest hook and detach the hook. Honestly, amazing. Or even if one of the killers gets knocked and you get hit, let's say you're on injured state, your buddy just took a hit for you, accidentally failed dead hard, and let's say they're running a caring build. I've seen it like once in my time playing, but get that caring build and you're just out of there. You know, it isn't like the crazy best one, but you know, if you want a flashlight save, pop out of nowhere, you know, go for it. But yeah, all right, so I hope you liked the video. You know, like, subscribe, come down to my Twitch. You know, when I'm streaming, I'm glad to have you there. So that was my video about solo/loopers, gens, and team survivors that are a must need. Obviously, some people have other opinions, but personally, these are my own opinions, and honestly, I don't think they're that bad of opinions. You know, maybe I could add some reworks in the team survivors, but overall, I think this is a perfectly good like opinion of mine. Obviously some will have other opinions, which is fine. You know, go with what you want to go, but for those new players who don't really know what they should go for, you know, this is kind of like a path to what you should go for at the start, and then just start expanding on what you want to go for. Hope you liked my video. You know, like, subscribe, all of that. And I will see you in the next video of mine. This is my first video, so hopefully it goes well. Hope you have a good morning, night, evening, afternoon. All right, peace.